Hi, I'm Henry Benasutti, and I go to Ridgeway High School. For my Pinhead internship, I intern at Northshore University Healthsystem and studying cancer biology. The Northshore University, Northshore University Research Institute, pictured top left and bottom left, was in Evanston, Illinois. Evanston is about 14 miles north of downtown Chicago, and I lived in Lincoln Park, which is about 5 miles north of downtown and just a half mile from Lake Michigan, pictured down here. And then the top picture is a picture of the skyline from my airplane. My mentor at the Institute was Susan Crawford, but other major influences on my experience were Omar Franco, Chaz Brendler, and Mona Cornwell. At the Research Institute, I worked in the cancer biology section of the Institute. So while I was there, my mentors and I came up with an experiment that I would be able to complete in my 6-week window. My mentors and I created an experiment that tested the effect of EGF, epithelial growth factor, which is a growth factor that stimulates proliferation, on African American prostate cancer cells versus Caucasian prostate cancer cells. We tested both cell lines in 5 different conditions of serum and EGF. Serum has antibiotics in it as well as a food type substance for the cells that make the cells healthier and grow faster. We did this for 5 days and tested to see how well the cells had grown once every day. And we did each trial 3 times for each variable. We tested our cells in 96 well plates, which are plates with 96 wells in them, and each well had a different trial. We also tested the effects of CAF, which is cancer-associated fibroblast condition media, and NPF, normal-associated fibroblast condition media, on both the African American and Caucasian cell lines. The theory here is that the CAF cell lines give off a signal to the epithelial cells to make them grow faster, and that the signal would be in the media used on the CAF cells. So we tested to see if the cancer cells would grow better with the media that the CAF cells had used. On the far left is a picture of a hood, which is used so that no contaminants can get into the working area while you're working with the cells, so your experiment does not get disrupted. On the top right are flasks, which is where the cells live in, and they are in an incubator to stay warm. And on the bottom right is a picture of my flask under a microscope. In order to do my experiment, I had to learn how to use many new tools and technologies. In the top left is a multi-channel pipette. A pipette is used to measure a 1/10 of a milliliter of liquid. And a multi-channel pipette is so you can pipette many wells in our 96 well plates at once. The middle top picture is a picture of another type of pipette. The top right picture is a picture of a biometric cell counter, which can count how many cells I have per milliliter. Then down in the bottom left is a centrifuge, which is used to separate cells from the medium they live in. And the bottom right is a microscope I use to check on my cells daily. So these are our results from the experiment. What these results tell us is that both cell lines grew better when they were exposed to the CAF conditioned media, and the Caucasian cell line grew better with the EGF, while the African American cell line was negatively affected by the EGF. These results were exactly what we wanted them to be, and they created the basis for a research grant for my mentors. During my time in Chicago, I had the privilege of going on many fun once-in-a-lifetime adventures. To start off, I often went to Lou Malnati's, which is a deep dish pizza place in Chicago, Illinois. Another fun thing I often did was I ran every day after coming home from the Institute on the Chicago Lakefront Trail, pictured up top right, which went along Lake Michigan. On the top left, I went to a Chicago game with my host dad, Chaz, and it had always been a dream of mine to see the game at the notorious Wrigley Field. And the fact that Chaz knew just about everything there is to know about baseball made it so much more unforgettable. Another lifetime experience I had was going to a Copa America game, which is soccer for those who do not know. And it was between Colombia and Chile, and it was a quarterfinal game, which made it that much more fun. I had to travel through downtown because it was south of the city, the stadium, and it was delayed 2 hours because of weather. So I made it home at 1 in the morning, and I did this all on my own, which was a pretty big step for me. So for future interns, I would like them to know that this experience really did change my life, and I most definitely know that it was hard in sometimes, and most definitely the beginning, but I also know that this was an experience of a lifetime, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I want to thank Pinhead for this amazing opportunity, and I want to thank all my mentors and my host family for making this possible.
Yay.
Thank you.
That was great.